Yeah, man, let's do it! Okay, my friends, we are getting into the solos on Crossroads. Now, I'm just going to teach you the first two solos. These are pretty doable. The ones up high are a lot more difficult. So today we're just going to look at the first verse of the first solo. And then in the next video we'll get into the second verse of that. Okay, so this is it. And you saw me play it. Come in here close and let's get working on it. I'll see you there. Okay, first I want to show you how we come out of the third vocal verse and transition into the lead on the solo, okay? So we're going from the end of the third vocal verse, playing the rhythm. So you just play the riff one time and let that open A string ring out. And that's where we start our first lick for the solo. Okay, so check this out. We are playing a little more major pentatonic for this riff. This whole solo, and in fact all of Clapton's playing style, is very similar to his main influences, B.B. King and Freddie King, in that we're constantly switching back and forth between major minor. Okay, so it's kind of a mashup of major and minor pentatonic all at once. This is a very unique part of B.B. King and Freddie King's playing style, and because of that, everybody else they've influenced. All right, so this first riff is back here in this position, and I'm on the D string, first finger, and second fret, and I'm going to hammer to the ring finger on that same string. Drop down to the G string. Now, I'm just going to play the notes first, then we will get the timing and phrasing down. Okay, that's the first part of the lick. Now the timing is like this. So it's like boom, da, boom, da, boom. Now it's just a slight hesitation there, and then we go back and do this. Okay, so D string, G string twice, back here, and then drop right below it and bend that. Okay, so we put these together, it sounds like. Once again, get that timing where I hammer it and kind of hesitate, and then go into it. Pause, slight pause there, and then I do this lick. So I hammer down to the G string, back here, and then hammer on the G string here and slide it, all off of this one pick. And at full speed, this is pretty fast. It sounds like. So it's. So we put all this together. I'm coming out of the rhythm verse. I go. slide carries me up into the first position. And once again, we're going to be doing major and minor notes here. Okay, so get my first finger on the first and second strings, and I'm kind of barred down. I'm going to hammer my ring finger onto the 7th fret, but only on the B string, okay? So I hammer the B string, and then pick the E string. So I go. Then I go back and pick this. So. And then the third time, I strum both of them, but just hammer down the B string. So. I put those 3 together, it sounds like. Now reach up to the 3rd string here. And then on my first finger at the 5th fret, I'm going to hammer onto my middle finger, the major 3rd. Finally up to the root note. So. Alright, you got that? Reach up to the A string, the 5th string, I do a straight minor pentatonic lick. Okay, so I'm basically walking down the minor pentatonic first position. And then pull off on the G string up to the root note. Alright, sounds like this. Pretty fast pull. Okay? All of that together sounds like. Alright, moving on. As soon as I finish doing that pull up, drop back to the G string, and I'm going to bend it straight to my first finger. You can just bar it down, but I'm just picking the first string. Now, I use my ring finger, and I believe Clapton's doing the same. You could use your pinky, but what we're going to be doing here is going straight from this note on the B string to the 3rd string here. And usually when you see this, Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan, that's exactly the same as the intro lead part. Okay, at that point what we do is roll up here to the 3rd string, hammer on and pull it off, and then give a slight bend here. And finally your ring finger up to the D string. Get your first finger down as well, because we're going to pull it off. So we're going to pull it off and then come back down on the note. So it's a hammer on and pull off on the 3rd string, and then on the 4th string it's a pull off. And then finally do this hammer onto the major 3rd, and bring your ring finger right up to the A string here. So that lick sounds like. that's the end of that solo verse. Let's try to put it together. I'm going to do it real slow first, and then I'll do it full speed. So coming out of the third vocal verse, I go.